welcome, Sesonite13 here. It is Monday and we are back streaming more Final Fantasy 16. Welcome everyone, welcome. Like I said, hopefully we can stream for a few hours and so on, because it's not as bad as it was yesterday morning. Like I said, I really wanted to stream again yesterday, but it was still, even in the evening, it wasn't as hot, but it was still to the point where I knew for a fact that if I turned everything on for my streaming equipment, the heat would just go whoop and I'd melt and die and everything. So yeah, we cancelled the evening. Hi Piper, welcome in as always. That being said, like I said, we are streaming tonight. Like I said, hopefully planning to stream for about 3 hours maybe. Hopefully, but we'll see how the heat goes. Got plenty of water and drinks. You can't see off here, but water and everything. Fans in the background, windows open, and everything. But that being said, we'll stream as long as we can and everything. I hope everyone's having a good time. I hope we're all good on this Monday. Depending on where you're watching, Monday morning, Monday evening, or anything like that. I hope the weather isn't too hot where you guys are and everything. And further ado, I'm just gonna come straight into Final Fantasy 16, pick up from where we left off. So let's just come straight into it, shall we? Again, let me know if you have any audio issues or anything like that. Return to the city. So, like I said, pick it up from where we left off. Right, there's a quest there.
That broom's as ragged as goat's long.
How the hell do I get down there?
I hear there's trouble in Rosaria.
How the hell do I get down there? I will find him. Do I have to get... Ah, okay. I think I figured it out. Back with our hero, Cloyd.
Finish with that log so we can call it a morning.
Seriously, how do I get to that quest?
How do I get to you?
Game's still stunning, man. Sissy, how the F do I get to that quest? I see you! I just can't reach you!
So Mather's all right.
Yep.
There's gotta be a way. Ah, getting closer. Aha!
You say Sid built this place.
I was gonna say, please let there be stairs.
Did you come through the forge today?
I was gonna say, please let there be stairs. You know, you don't realise how big this place is until you start exploring it.
Won't be long now, Martel. See, I was hoping to speak to you.
Is everything all right?
Oh, yeah, it's just, well, as you know, we've been trying to grow fruit down here.
It's good to know that something of the old hideaway still lives on.
Martel's pride and joy. It was a sapling when she rescued it from the rubble, but look at it now. All our hard work's finally paying off. I took it on, you see, after she died, and now the fruit's finally ready to eat. And not only is it ready, it's actually tasty. Sweet as you like, in fact. She bred the bitter right out of it.
Impressive.
Aww.
And welcome news to more than a few, I'd say.
I thought this first harvest could go to the curse breakers, on account of all they do for the hideaway. You couldn't take them some, could you? Seems better them coming from you.
It'll be nice being the bearer of good news for a change.
Oh, thank you. She always had a soft spot for that lot, see? And once they've had their share, I'll see to it that everyone else gets some. Here you go. Martell apples, they're called, in honour of her memory.
Aww. Some of the
Hear
quests
that,
in this
Martell?
game are heartbreaking.
Today's finally the day.
Like I said, some of these quests are heartbreaking, man. Now we gotta run all the way back up here. We really need to invent. We got magic and spells and everything, but we don't invent a decent elevator. I don't know. Or a faster teleport system. I'm just nitpicking. I don't really mean it. How are we anyway today, Piper? How are we doing? I forgot to ask.
You two look like you could use something to eat. Here. Courtesy of Martell. Martell.
Glad to hear you're okay.
Where have I heard that name before?
Weren't she the girl from the furrows?
Course she was. An odd sort, that one. Loved plants more than people.
Aye, and brave as a bane might. Remember when she ran back into the hideaway to collect them trees when Titan attacked? Wait,
These aren't those apples, are they? Well, I'll be. She'd have been proud, and rightly so. Thank you, Sid.
Aww.
Them old apples. A gift from the backyard. For your service.
Blimey, these take me back. I haven't seen a hideaway apple since. Old Sid was the only one who could stomach the things. He'd nab 'em right from the branch, make Martell livid. Not that anyone could stay mad at the man for long.
That sounds like the Sid I knew, all right.
Planning on keeping that lot to yourselves, were you? Hang on. These aren't Martells, are they?
That they are.
I'm glad to see someone carried on what she started. Can't have been easy, not in the Deadlands. Reckon she'd be happy knowing all her hard work didn't go to waste. Clive, tell the lad down in the backyard to run some over for me, will you?
Not so much as a thank you. Well, I've got some manners at least. Thanks, Sid. You can leave the basket with me. I'll see that the others get their share. Oh, and give our compliments to the gardener, won't you?
That was the last of the apples. I should head to the backyard and pass along everyone's regards.
No, no, no. Hang on, I've got a one. It's this one. I was going to say I was going the right way originally. Bum 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 bum. Bum bum ba bum 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 bum.
and you say Sid built this place? Did you come through the forge today?
Dum bum 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 bum. Dum dum dum. Dum 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 dum.
The Cursebreakers sent their thanks. And their compliments. They were clearly very fond of Martel.
They
They
remembered
were.
her. After all these years. I suppose she was very kind, even to a tongue-tied lummox like me. You were one of the good ones, Martel. Why did you have to die?
Actually, it's a shame what
She put
happened.
everything into her work. She wasn't going to rest until we had fruit sweet enough to enjoy. And now we do. When she died, I named a sapling after her. And now it's a full-grown tree. Martel lives on through the fruit it bears.
And through you. Her dream would have died with her, had you not kept it alive. That's something to be proud of.
That it is.
I didn't do anything really, but thank you. You're kinder to me than I deserve.
By the way, Otto's expecting some of your crop. And I wouldn't mind some of it either, if that's not too much to ask.
Of course not. I'll see that you're both well provided for.
Thank you.
They like your fruit, Martel. Isn't that wonderful? I'd say it's about time we planted you some siblings, don't you think?
Aww. Da 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 da. The fruit of her labors. Level up. Right, now that we've done that quest, it's time to actually get out of here and do some main story. Right, let's go, because we can't go anywhere else. No side freaking missions for me other than that one. Meanwhile, back at the plot.
Do you think it was wise to leave, Gav? He didn't seem pleased.
I needed his eyes and nose in Dhalmekia. I'm not about to let Kupka take us unawares. Besides, he has a knack for that sort of thing.
That he does.
And wasn't it Sid who said that matters such as these are best left to dominance? Especially should one of his beloved opportunities to grow and change present itself.
Yes. Because we all know they will turn up at any moment. I can't wait
always
for
knew
people
that I
to
would
start
return
cosplaying
one
these
day.
characters.
Return to Ironhome.
For what?
After learning the truth, you were given the chance to face your past.
I must face mine.
If I am to continue at your side, I must do the same.
We will face it together then.
To the end.
I'll just get together, you two. You know you're going to.
Come on.
Bloodwines.
How far do you think your mother's reach extends? Will we find the same tragedy in the south as we did at Martha's Rest?
More than likely. Which is why we should hurry. There are still many settlements between here and Port Isolde.
Oh,
We
look
visit
at
as
that
many as we
castle.
can and hear their stories.
Is that the crystal
Starting with the
there?
village of Amber.
So I'm just notice that castle in the back in the distance. Bum 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 bum. Oh, Oh my god, I haven't played for like half a day and I'm already playing crap.
Rogo, kill!
I do apologise for that absolutely garbage playstyle there. Like I said, I wanted to explore this place for a bit more. There we go. So we're getting back the hang of it. It's only been a day. Okay, what's happened?
Mockery of justice is what it is. Lord Elwyn would never have stood for this.
Quiet, you! I think we're loyalists.
We are.
Jill, look.
Rosaria must be cleansed of the stain which befouls her, that she might
Okay.
rise once again from the ashes to welcome a new dawn.
It's the Black
It
Shields
would
again.
be a pity to make examples of you all for the transgressions of but a handful.
Of course, your lordship. You shall have our full cooperation.
By cooperation, you mean blood and tears.
What business could the Black Shields have in a village this small? There's barely room to hide a bearer.
Then they must be here for something else.
You fancy dancing a gallows jig like the miller's son?
You're a long way from home, aren't you?
Maybe. Maybe not. How do you know?
There you are. Take to the roads now.
Actually, I've just realised something. Items, 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 items. There you go. Let's add that to shortcut, shall we? Bum 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 bum. Right, I want to unlock that. And then we can unlock that.
Excuse me, but what was all that about earlier?
You haven't heard? Someone's been stirring up trouble. There have been attacks on the garrison, supplies stolen. They even say a Black Shield was murdered. The Empire wants answers, and what the Empire wants,
The Empire gets.
Don't they just?
Keep your ears open, eh? The Black Shields will pay good coin for information on the culprits.
So who's going to betray who then?
As a sack of stones to think you could take on the Empire? What with their 100 full legions?
The what?
I heard it were 1,000.
We're going hunting for outlaws.
I see a chest. I've come to steal your loot. Like I said, we're not all that noble. You see. we might be noble, but at the same time, if we see a chest, it's ours.
More left to join the garrison. You seen him?
Sad meow!
I'm
Thank
sorry.
you for the drink. I shall take
Black
it.
shields. Just now. You seen them, didn't you? At least I think there was a black shield. Can't say I ever saw one before.
Thank you for the drink.
Was this the first time they visited the village?
What do you think? Amber's the arse end of nowhere.
Oh goodness.
And they thought we might be harbouring firebrands. Huh. If only we were.
Desperate for
I might
hydration
turn
too.
into a bit
We're
of a
on the
black shield
water.
myself.
I have got other drinks as well, but we're starting off with the
You don't
water
think
yet.
these firebrands
Since I
the
haven't had
Empire's
much of it
looking for
today.
Could be us, do you?
I don't know.
But yes, we
But
are
need
on
to
the
find
water.
out.
How are you, bud? How you been?
Greetings, friend. We are travelers.
I know that. What do you want?
We couldn't help noticing those Imperial soldiers who were here earlier.
Don't you
Oh,
go
I'm
telling
so
these
glad you're
strangers a
feeling
thing.
better, my friend. I've got the hospital tomorrow
I speak for the
Oh,
people of
nice,
this village.
nice.
And we have nothing more to say to you.
Like
You
I
are
said,
to leave Amber
hope it all goes
and
well.
never come back.
May I at least ask why?
I don't know who you are or what brings you here, but your presence puts us all in grave danger. The Empire is a harsh master. Its demands are great, and its justice swift. But
I'm
as
just
long as we
annoyed I
provide
couldn't stream
and pay our
as much as I wanted
we
to
are left
yesterday
alone.
because
Some
of the
might call it
heat.
submission. But if it will spare my people the Viceroy's wrath, then I will gladly
But
submit.
like I said, again,
This
bud,
village will not
I hope it all goes
become
well
another
tomorrow.
East Pole.
Then we shall be on our way.
and everyone in the chat, you know, support for Sad Meow. He's had a really bad ear infection.
These people live with a knife to their throats. In the mistaken belief that if they cooperate, my mother will show them mercy.
Teh.
Obedience bought with fear.
You were right.
Anytime, bud, anytime.
Sorry, It's nothing.
Because I know you
We
do
still
the
don't
same
know
for
who
me.
the Black Shields are looking for.
Well, whoever they are, the Imperials deem them worth pursuing to the back of beyond. But other than Martha, who else
Martha!
in Rosari would have the courage to stand against the Empire?
Every time I
Well,
hear
would
the word
certainly be
Martha, I'm
welcome.
like Batman.
Can we find them before the Imperials do? Perhaps the next village will yield more answers.
Perhaps.
Nope. TV's about to go off.
This pass will take us through the mountains.
And directly into the path of whoever or whatever lurks here.
Like I said, the plan is to stream for 3 hours tonight. That is the plan. Ooh. Hello, you.
Ever since the Apollo, we've seen more and more of these echoes.
What do you think is waking them? The mother crystals collapse?
Bum 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 bum. Spinning bird kick. Oh, damn it.
Make it look easy.
I smite thee with lightning bolts. I was gonna say, you're gonna come alive. Shoryuken! What have you found, boy? What you found, boy? Good boy. Good biscuit. Bum 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 bum. I was gonna say, I know you're freaking lying. Now I've watched some people do some crazy combos on this game now. Like I said, I've not saw any spoilers. I've avoided myself from spoilers, which is great. But I've watched people do some amazing combos on this game, and I'm like, what the hell?
All of my mother's men.
Get lightning bolts! Get absolutely lightning to your face. Where am I going? Right, so that's where we gotta go. Can I drop down? Yeah, I can. Yay! So, how are you finding this, Sad Meow? Are you enjoying watching it play, or...? Camera, what the hell, camera? What are you doing, camera? It's alright. It's alright. Definitely not for me.
Blood.
Fair enough. But I'm
It's still
happy
wet.
people are enjoying it. Like I said, I know this Final Fantasy is not for everyone. I know a few fans are not into the new action-based gameplay. And to be honest, I'm 50-50 on it. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the gameplay because I enjoyed Devil May Cry. So Devil May Cry is always I enjoy that style of gameplay anyway. There's a few things I miss. So like I miss parties. So like, yes, okay, technically we do have a party in this game, but you don't control them. It's like I've missed that. I do miss that. I think they should do what Final Fantasy VII Remake does, where you can switch between the two and everything. So I'm quite disappointed about that and everything. Also, like I said, the old Final Fantasies, I still love the old Final Fantasies, but I do think the turn-based is a bit too slow now for most players. It's like I gotta admit, going back to some of the old Final Fantasy games. Now I soldier through because I love them, but I gotta admit, like I said, I'm playing on the DS one, playing Final Fantasy 3 on the DS. As much as I love to play Final Fantasy 3 because I haven't played it, it's slow, kind of thing. So it's like I can understand why Square Enix are moving on to that. But at the same time, I do miss the old Final Fantasy turn-based as well. So it's, yeah, unfortunately, you're never going to please everyone. But I am glad people are enjoying this. I'm more enjoying this more for the darker adult tone story more than anything. Because I'm like, it's about time Square Enix, especially Final Fantasy, gets into that type of more adult themed, where the character's not like a 17-year-old and stuff. But again, like I said,
You were told to stay in your homes.
and we never listen.
Shields.
You know who we are.
I see a
And
mage.
still, you would bear your steel. Why then, we owe you our thanks. You have saved us the trouble of an interrogation. To dwell in darkness, that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn.
So, okay,
On
sad me out.
these,
What's
our
your favourite Final
swords we
Fantasy,
swear.
and why? Why is it
that
your
again.
favourite?
I'll show you a true shield of Rosaria.
Like I said, mage always dies first. It used to be 9 growing up. Okay, I don't know if I could say net. Oh, okay. What would it be now then? I just went to ham on that guy. No crew, they were all just kind of alright, I guess. 9 just has a massive place in my heart. 5 is great. Oh, fair enough. Like I said, that's fair enough. One is great too. Now you see, I've never completed 1. I get so far in 1, and I don't know what it is about 1, but I just lose interest.
Tell me
and
what
I don't know
want
why.
Be swift. Who are you looking for?
Why, you. We come bearing a message. Your friends have been found. The branded you freed from our camps.
Because there's only like 3 cutscenes.
They await you in Ordil. Guardians of the Flame.
Those are Old Hill's gates.
Then we hurry.
Then we won like the clappers. What the hell? Game? Are you broken? Like I said, no loading screens, remember. So what would be your least favourite Final Fantasy then? If 9 was the one that you loved, what's your least favourite? Death. Least, yeah. Obviously you can't count this one because you've not played it, but...
Found her.
Oh dear Lord! Well... Well, I've not played 2, but I can't see 2 being worse than 12 or 13 or 15. I was gonna... Dear Lord, man. Again, this game has no filter. This game is not ashamed to go, you know what, there's death.
But why? Why would anyone...
I don't know. I never truly understood her. But this...
Hang on, I'm just going to pause that for a second. But I can't... but I don't think 15's really counts. It's part of this new breed, so it's whatever. So I guess 12 is my least favourite. Like I said, if you don't like 15 for whatever reason, you can count 15. Like I said, 15... Like I said, I do not like 15. And I'll tell you why I don't like 15. It's not because I think 15 is terrible. I hate 15 because the way it's been butchered. 15 as it is now, the Royal Edition, is fantastic. Final Fantasy 15 when it first came out was garbage because it was just teared down. It was absolutely ruined, and the fact that you still don't get the true ending unless you read the book makes 15. Like I said, 15 would have been amazing if Square didn't absolutely butcher that game. Like I said, Square's marketing and everything, where you had to watch the movie, watch the anime spin-offs, then read a book, and then do all the episodes. Like I said, they literally just butchered 15 to bits, and then what 15 originally was supposed to be before it got turned into... Like I said, Final Fantasy 15 is just a note to Square Enix. Don't do this shit again. Basically.
Clive.
That's my opinion anyway.
I will learn what madness drives her, and I will end it.
Also, I cannot wait to kill my mother.
We should go.
I shouldn't say that because I actually love my mother, but I can't wait to kill his mother.
Yes.
I should say. Can't wait to end.
Like this.
We won't. But if the Black Shields have made it this far
Sissy,
south,
what is that
they may
freaking
already
mark?
be in Port Isolde.
What is that marker? Honestly, what is that marker? There's gotta be a reason that's there. I'm guessing we have to come back to this later. Come to me, Chocobo!
Back to the stables, girl.
Well, that was a short trip. For me, Final Fantasy games, I just like having meaningful choices to make in terms of character customization and party camps. With 5, you'd get job mysteries, which is... Is it 5 or is it 4 that you get that? Or is it 4 where you get to pick jobs? 9, add the system where you learn skills from gear. Yeah.
We're approaching Buick Bridge. Though I doubt the Empire would let us cross over to Rosalith.
4 is every character is... Yeah. Every character is a specific job. Like I said, I can't remember which one it was. Like I said, I know there's one Final Fantasy where you could keep switching jobs on the fly and stuff. And I swear to God, that yellow marker is doing nothing.
I could hear him shouting from down the road.
We have the job system too, yeah. But it doesn't have the dual class system as... Oh, okay, there you go, yeah. To be honest, I don't think I've played 5. Who's the main character in 5 now?
They tell us there's a curfew, but then refuse us.
They're all Rosarian.
Like you have
But
white
this is their
trash.
home.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't think I've played 5. I honestly don't think I've played 5. I played 6 because 6 is terror. Like I said, I played 6. Obviously played 7. Everyone's need to have played 7. 8, 9, 10, 11. 13, 14 obviously, 15 obviously. I played 1. Definitely played 2. Played 3. Yeah, I don't think I've played 5. I don't think I played Final Fantasy 5. Or if I like, do not remember it. Bum, 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 bum. Burn! We're having hot club tonight, lads! Now, you want to know what my least favourite Final Fantasy is? And it's going to be a shocker. Like I said, most people love this Final Fantasy. Now, to me, I'm not a big fan of it. Final Fantasy X. I'm not a big fan of Final Fantasy X. Don't know why. I wouldn't have guessed 10. Which one would have you guessed then, Sad Meow?
One of you, eh?
I would have maybe 4, 8, but you said people love it. Yeah. So I knew it wasn't those. Yeah. There you see, I love 8. 8's my favourite. Everyone would think 7 is my favourite because I like, I like 7 a lot. But I do like 7. 7 is important to me. But it's not my favourite. 8's my favourite. I actually like Final Fantasy 8.
My mother happened. The nobles who lived here didn't stand a chance.
The reason it gets butchered so badly is because of the draw system. A lot of people do not like the draw system. Now, I gotta admit, when I first played Final Fantasy 8, the very first time I played Final Fantasy 8, the draw system threw me to God tier, and I had no idea what the hell I was doing. Second playthrough of 8, when I'm a bit older and understand like game mechanics a bit better, I absolutely dominate with the draw system and everything. And like absolutely destroyed 8 and got all like the ultimate weapons and everything. Get thundered! Being that kid when playing it when I was 20 and going, oh, this is yeah, exactly that Sad Meow, exactly. I felt exactly the same way. Like I said, 8 gets butchered because of the draw system mainly. But I think its storyline, gameplay and everything was just fantastic. Obviously, Seven's always gonna have a place in heart because it's the first Final Fantasy I've ever played. Just like for most people outside Japan. But I do, like I said, 8's actually my favourite.
Have mercy.
And like I said, this is slowly becoming my favourite Final Fantasy as well. Just because of the story tone.
Let us in or we'll die on your doorstep!
Better out there than in here.
No!
Fuck off. I'm the chinless bastards.
Like I said, the amount of adult theme in a Final Fantasy I've heard in this game.
Back to your stall. Cut you down where you stand. Destroy it.
So you'd think
chance
you
of
would be
slipping through
hearing
unnoticed.
swear words and stuff in a Final Fantasy at this
We'll need
point.
to find another way in. I thought we might be able to reason with the gods. Or at least bribe them.
I suspect everyone in that crowd thought the same. Was that the only way in?
Officially, yes. Strictly speaking, no. My uncle once told me that the nobles had tunnels built, so that they could visit town without having to walk amongst the rabble. But Lazarus...
Now we gotta find a tunnel.
We'll find our way into the city there.
If you're sure. The entire place looked abandoned. Do you think it's safe?
That's the point.
As long as it is abandoned.
Dark white burns.
The good news is we haven't seen a single black shield since Old Hill.
Maybe they found who they were looking for.
Like I said, don't jinx. Like I said, Jill, don't jinx me. I gotta admit, I am liking I'm liking the names of these characters. You know, nothing too fantasy-like. It's like I never thought I'd hear a character called Jill in a Final Fantasy.
This is nothing like I remember it.
How quickly a crown can lose its luster.
Bum, 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 bum. Yay! I wonder what the ultimate weapons look like in this. You know, like, and stuff. I wonder what... That's another thing I've noticed as well. I don't know about anyone else, but Final Fantasy seems to have lost its edge when it comes to, like, you know, like, ultimate weapons and ultimate gear and stuff.
Not abandoned, then.
Oi! Visitors!
Apologies. We'll show ourselves out.
About that.
Or not.
I see mages! Mages go first! Mages get stitches! Lightning strikes! I said, you think I've got a thing against mages? I've got to admit, the one thing I do not miss in a Final Fantasy game when you're playing the turn-based games is that your white mage is always the one that gets hit first.
Fight like that. And he's long dead.
Then perhaps it's time you joined him.
The blessing of the Phoenix. It can't be. I was there when you died.
It's him! It's a good friend from the start! I recognise that bastard!
Forgive me, my lord. I knew not whom I addressed. You have naught to fear from us. Founder, it really is you.
It is. So wait.
My brother, Sir Wade.
We can speak inside.
Your mother was a bitch. I do apologise for all the swear words, but I have got adult contact involved for this game, so, you know.
And those who wouldn't bend the knee?
Bended their
We
legs.
left before the Empire could make examples of us. though we didn't go far. And we banded together to form the Guardians of the Flame soon after. Alas, there is only so much a handful of aging shields can do against the might
I do apologise
of
for
an
yawning
empire.
as well. Work took me out of it, man.
We've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant. Of late, though, we've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's clutches.
The Cullings. We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Aye, the foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
My mother.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense. Even knowing what I know about her. Her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
No offense, my lord, but in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool. And, since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir, her obsession with bearers only seems to have grown.
So she's had so we have
As to
another
why,
brother out there
I
somewhere.
don't know. Maybe she
Or
can't
sister.
bear the thought of anyone having the power to challenge her beloved son.
Her son.
Okay, so
Wade,
we've got
the
another
Black Shields have
brother.
broken camp. They march in full force for Buick Bridge. Then so do we. Make ready.
So we've got Clive, Joshua, and we've got a new brother.
This is their main host. If we remove the head, perhaps we can prevent what happened at the docks from happening somewhere else. If I do nothing, then the blood of their next victims will be on my hands.
Oh, we are helping you.
Yours and ours. We too have witnessed the crimes these men who dare call themselves shields have committed in my mother's name. It cannot be allowed to continue. We must put a stop to this madness.
We must. So let us go with you. For the good of Rosaria.
I was hoping you'd say that. Very well. If that is your wish, I would be honored to serve at your side.
And we at yours.
So, Wade, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
Wade.
I imagine this endeavor will require more than just our wits.
Then let's hope Sir Wade has a good quartermaster.
Like I said, I'm sorry for butchering all your friends' area.
Tell us then, Sir Wade. What is your plan?
Nothing fancy. You, Lady Jill and I make for Buick Bridge and provoke the main host at their encampment. Sensing an opportunity to end the Guardians, the Black Shields will call for reinforcements, who will be met from the rear by parties of my brothers hidden throughout the surrounding hills. This will allow us to wage battle on the bridge without fear of being overwhelmed. While the Black Shields have an advantage in numbers, you see, they prefer to fight in small units, which we can use to our advantage.
How small exactly?
Small enough, now that I have you and Lady Jill for company. I doubt I could have done this on my own.
But until we arrived, that was your plan. You haven't changed a bit.
So Wade, the bearers from Old Hill have been laid to rest.
Very good. Now make ready for battle.
As
For
you command.
battle we go.
Thank you, Sir Wade. Perhaps now they will find peace.
There is but one thing which will grant them peace. Putting an end to the Black Shields.
And so we shall.
But again, anyone that's new to this channel, my name is SetOneNight13. We play all types of games. We are currently playing Final Fantasy 16 at the moment. Party members. Throughout the main scenario, Cloud will often be joined by various companions who are keen to read their assistance never. Depending on Clive's decision, they can choose to remain behind at the hideaway. Okay.
May the blessing of the Phoenix go with you.
How long have you been pursuing the Black Shields?
Since they burned their first village, we tracked down the bastards responsible and fed their corpses to Stillwind. Suffice to say, that got
Let's
their
go,
attention.
my bird!
It's been a game of cat and mouse ever since.
Fly, Ambrosia.
Ambrosia!
There they are. On your command, my lord.
On my command, let's murder the buggers!
What is it now? I told you! We bear a message for the Vicereine. From the Guardians of the Flame. Ha! You presume to tell us that a pair of filthy vagabonds, a woman and a dog, could guard aught against the might of the Black Shields?
Well, you're
Come.
dead.
Die along with your flame!
I think I'm gonna carve that on your tombstone. Dude who spoke unwill.
For us area!
From the demon!
Your petty revolution ends here. On these our swords we swear. Bloody hell! Reinforcements from the far bank!
Another wyvern to fight their battles for them.
Reinforcements! Let's go!
More dragons.
Worms. The Imperials aren't taking any chances. I can't say I'm flattered.
It's fine, we've got this.
All your trouble.
One dragon dead. Two dragon dead. Where's the next one? That was too easy. Give me a bigger challenge.
A noble stand.
Oh, it's another dragoon.
Albeit a misguided one. In
That's my.
taking it,
This would be my third dragoon
you
I've
have
put
but
to the ground.
proven our point.
They should call me the
That
Dragoon
this
Slayer.
land is in dire need of cleansing.
Just call me the Dragoon Mopper. Okay, okay. Ah! Rest in peace, Murum. I know Murum used to main Dragoon. I feel so bad. Bum, anyone that mains Dragoon.
So wait.
Like I said, I do apologise. Dragoons are not that bad. It's just that if you play Final Fantasy 14, you know what the role a Dragoon plays. Oh, damn, I missed that. Burn, Dragoon, burn! And the Dragoon is down to the floor. So that's now 3 Dragoons I've put down back into the dirt. Yeah, see, if a Dark Knight turned up, I'll be fucked.
Nor do I. The plan worked.
It did. It bloody worked. We sent every last one of the rotten bastards straight to the mud. My Lord.
My lord.
Perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings. For the time being, at least.
Perhaps. Though I doubt my mother will take this loss well. She'll move swiftly to see her minions' ranks replenished.
And then it will all begin again. I often wonder if the nation we once knew is gone for good. Her fields rot. Her people starve.
Again, Muru, if you are anywhere watching this, I do apologise for putting your fellow Dragoon to the dirt.
Yet be that as it may, it is still our home, and we must fight for it, as we always have.
Please forgive.
And always will. For as long as the Firebird's flame burns in our hearts, the Duchy cannot die. And
Also,
her loyal subjects may
for
dream
anyone
of a day
that wants to watch
when the Rosarian standard
other streams
flies
of
over
mine,
Rosalith once more.
or playthroughs of other games I've been playing, there's my YouTube channel. So far, I've been playing Hogwarts Legacy and Tears of the Kingdom.
The garrison sends reinforcements?
Offline.
A sound strategy, my lord.
I don't know if you've managed to watch them yet at any point yet, Sad Meowth. Black or white? Meanwhile, back at the plot.
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your comrades' endeavors?
Since the beginning. Lord Byron was the first person I turned to after forming the Guardians. And had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have been hanged by the city guard for trying to sneak over the wall.
I suppose a formal request for an audience would have appeared suspicious.
And appearances must be maintained. Were the Vice-Regency to catch wind of Lord Byron's involvement in our movement, they'd seize his estate and send him to the gallows, where he would be of no use to anyone. And so, though it sickens him to the soul, he plays the part of the loyal lord, knowing that one wrong move might prove his downfall. It is why he remains ever vigilant. Don't be surprised if he refuses you an audience, especially since you're famously dead.
Then I will have to think of a way to prove that I am neither wraith nor wrongdoer.
I might have something which could help with the latter. It's the mark of the Guardians. Display it, and those who love Rosaria will know where your loyalties lie.
You accepted the burnt braid. Okay.
I shall wear it with pride.
Be sure that you do. I don't want my men attacking you again. Unless you deserve it.
But technically, the my men
could have been here to see you. Or the Lord Commander.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sir Wade.
About the.
If there is ever anything you need,
Go on now, my lord.
Yeah, I kind of toasted the ward commander when I turned into him for it the first time. My bad. Meanwhile, back at the plot.
How accommodating. Do you really think they believe we are who we say we are?
Not a
What the
chance.
fuck is that? So I just saw the giant tiger.
Right, I guess. My uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him. And means to string us up himself.
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit.
Look at my eyes, Uncle.
Clive Rosfield died long ago. And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue! You would mock me as well?
I was going to say, my mind's losing the plot where you haven't got a sword.
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to Her Serene Holiness, Saint Sybil the Unshod.
Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
Cannot be.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still?
They caught him up there.
I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see
Or
thy
Hamlet.
charge once more.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Meadow in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really you. You always were fond of that scene from The Saint of the Sanctuary. Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But, Uncle...
You can't very well regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. Go on, sit.
Since I do, the guys just realised you're not dead. At least let the guy spend some time with you. For Christ's sake, he's thought you were dead for like the past 13 years or how many years it's been.
So you arrived late to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
A monster.
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive.
20.
The
There you
nation
go.
your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother.
No, Uncle, I think you'd be dead.
All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have. I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us then? About everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived. Besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Whose authority?
On your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
Oh, bless.
Is that true?
Yes.
It's not untrue.
Let's say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest failing.
Oh, bless.
The one thing I cannot believe, though, is all this about you being Sid. You were always such a good boy, but now you're quite the outlaw. Which, if I'm not mistaken, would make me an outlaw's uncle. Right then, who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass.
Oh, I like my uncle.
This will be fun.
I like my uncle. Okay, Jill, what are you hiding? What are you hiding, Jill?
Over there. Go on.
She's a fine ship, isn't she? Once outfitted, she'll bear us across the boiling sea to Drustinus in the space of 3 days. Something on your mind?
Monsters. When I served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that Lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could. And so I became their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that swung the sword, but another's. I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything. Anything at all. I had become a monster.
Question: if you had the abilities to summon turn into like a summon, which summon would you be, and why?
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand? I want to choose a different path, a better path.
Doom train because train. Okay.
To live on my own terms. But before I can do that,
Like I said, that's not a bad one
I need to
actually.
come to terms with my past.
And when you do, I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
Just kiss already.
Thank you, Clive.
For God's
I must
sake.
atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
Just promise me that you won't die with it.
Oh, you had to say that, Clyde. You had to say that. You know what's going to happen now.
The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others.
If she dies now, Clyde called it. I'm calling it now. If she dies now, it's all Clyde's fault for saying that just there. Bum 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 bum. Like I said, I don't like this feel of not being able to go anywhere at the moment. Be monsters.
Only the Founder knows what awaits us in the Iron Kingdom. But Vivian could probably make an educated guess.
Bum bum bum.
I didn't take you for a scholar, Ivan.
Oh, this? Well, it's Valisthea, a culinary pilgrimage. I borrowed it from old tomes. Seems there's no creature in the realm so foul it can't be cooked up into something delicious.
Think I'll stick to the unfoul ones, thanks.
Oh, where's your sense of adventure, Sid? Honestly,
Easy, I
one
don't want to
glance
fall.
at these recipes, and even you would trade in your sword for a butcher's cleaver. From spit roasts to sweetmeats, this book has them all. What I wouldn't give to bring these recipes to life.
If it's my blessing you're hoping for, then by all means.
Well, I'm no hunter, Sid. The first tunnel worm I came across would be the death of me. But you're made of sterner stuff. Would you help me resurrect one of these recipes?
Something tells me you won't be taking no for an answer. Fine, I'll help.
Fantastic! Thank you.
So, dare I ask what's on the menu?
Dirt.
Chance's stew. It was once a favourite among the Gormans of Oriflamme, if the author is to be believed. Though Molly's never heard of it. The only problem is that while the recipe is extremely detailed in most respects, it's infuriatingly cryptic as to the main ingredient. A beast, no doubt. Most likely something that would make easy work of a simple cook with more broth than brawn, but unwanted violets. I've no idea what they might be.
Does the book say anything else?
Well, only that the sweetest violets sprout atop the bed of roses.
Roses. Rosaria, perhaps? One of the butchers in Martha's Rest might know something. I'll ask next time I'm there.
I don't think I can do this quest at the moment because I've got it unlocked, but I don't think I can do it because I don't think I can get there. Maybe? Don't know. But let's see.
Typical nobles.
How
did we never hear new bills being posted every day?
Clive! Oh, am I glad to see you?
Was his name August?
It's Blackthorn. He ain't himself. And if I'm honest, he ain't been for a while. Normally it only takes a couple of drinks to perk him back up, but not this time. Something's getting him down. And whatever it is, he ain't telling. It's like he's lost his spark, you know? He's barely got enough fire in his belly to get the ump about stuff. But I'm thinking he might if we both bent his ear, because he respects you, innit? So, what do you say?
Fine. If you think it will help.
Knew you'd understand.
But if he doesn't want to talk, we let him be. He'll open up when he's ready.
All right. Now, he'll only smell a rat if we both turn up at once. So, I'll go first, and you can meet us at the forge. Wait a bit, then head over when you're ready.
Okay. Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Oh, Clive! Welcome to the Patron's Whisper.
The Patron's Whisper? Does that mean Someone else is taking care of our friend's donations?
Oh no, that's still me. It's just Karen has her toll, Blackthorn has his hammer. I thought a new name might liven things up. I still catalogue every item that arrives, in addition to setting aside those tokens of appreciation the sender has specified are to be presented to you personally. Would you like to see if we have any?
Yeah, sure.
Come to claim your just desserts?
Okay. Speak of hope.
You earned this. All yours. You earned this. Best of luck out there, Sid.
All right, Clive. Keeping busy, are you? Me too. Seems like every report our allies sends us brings 100 new headaches for me to deal with. I've been doing my best to keep on top of it all, sending anything urgent straight to the curse breakers, just like Otto told me. The rest I add to the list.
Interesting.
Strangers begging our aid or friends acting funny, there is no end of problems that need solving. And anyone with the time and inclination to solve them will earn a nice bit of goodwill for the cause. And maybe more besides. So, how busy did you say you were?
Very. Very busy.
Always something in there.
Like I said, I'm super busy. Always busy. Never think that I'm not. Even when I'm asleep, I'm busy.
Karen behind there.
Bum 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 bum.
That monster's taken quite a liking to Lady Karen.
He's not a happy camper, is he, our blacksmith?
First August, and now you. What are you pair up to? What's it got to do with me?
August was worried that something had been weighing on your mind. I thought you might want to talk about it.
Did you now? I told you not to stick your nose in my business.
You do it anyway.
What'd you go and do?
Clive just wants to help, innit? What's so bad about that? Talk to him. You never know, you might feel better for getting it all out in the open. Please, mate. I'm worried about you.
Phil shut you up. It's nothing really. Stupid. Not the sort of thing you bother people about.
Why don't you tell us all the same?
Karen and I have an arrangement. I keep an eye on Goots, and she shows me what the competition's up to. Interesting arms and armor, things like that.
Okay.
Anyway, the other day, she shows me a cuirass she's come by. Masterpiece of level work. Light, supple, and tougher than it had any right to be. Made my stuff look like heavy, clumsy shit. I should have brought the bastard thing there and then just to study it, but I was too proud. And now every time I reach for my hammer, I'm reminded that I'm not the craftsman I thought I was. There. You happy? You got what you came for. Now piss off.
All right. We're going.
Aw, poor guy, man.
I always thought of old Blackthorn as a bit of a force of nature. Like a storm cloud full of hail. Didn't think anything could rattle him. Least of all a stupid piece of leather.
Blackthorn's always taken pride in his craft. Questioning it means questioning himself. Something tells me this is only going to get worse. If he has doubts, it will affect his work, which will only add to his problems. We need to nip this in the bud.
I couldn't agree more.
He said he should have bought that cuirass. Perhaps we should track it down for him. Assuming you're happy to help, that is.
Too bloody right I am.
Glad to hear it. First things first, then. We need to speak to Karen.
Okay, this quest is getting a bit longer than I thought it would be. But let's finish it. Hopefully you give us enough XP.
Do you have a moment? Blackthorn mentioned that you'd recently come by a leather cuirass. An exquisite example of the craft, from what he told us.
And he ain't been himself since he saw it. So we thought we'd buy it for him.
Sorry, sold it already. Didn't think Blackthorn cared for it the way he turned his nose up. But it was nicely put together, that's for certain.
Now.
Even if the bloke who made it is a bit of an odd one. Happened across him on my travels. Next all his stuff to order, but the fella who commissioned it refused to pay. He didn't like the colour of summit. So I took it off his hands for a fair price.
You don't know where we might find him, do you?
Like I said, he's a bit of an odd one. Doesn't even have a workshop. He don't trust hunters neither, which means he spends as much time out tracking beasties as he does working their hides.
I see.
He did tell me something, though. Apparently, his next commission's for a set of griffin hide greaves.
Here, there's a griffin on the hunt board. The curse breakers were placing bets on who'd back it. Now, where the bleeding hell was it sighted? Somewhere in Sambrec, maybe? Caer Northern, that was it.
Thank you, Karen. We'd be lost without you.
At least you admit it.
Wow,
So-
thanks, Karen.
It sounds like going after that griffin might be the best chance we have of finding our roaming leatherworker.
I'll leave the hunting to you if you don't mind. While you get on with that,
Gee, thanks.
I'll ask around the markets. See if I can't sniff out who he is and where he's hiding.
Good idea. Hopefully one of us will be able to track him down.
Okay, that quest is been updated. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Miggle, miggle, miggle. Okay, so that's where it's been sighted. Yeah. Okay. Like I said, the only thing I don't like about this is you can't mark it. And the problem is, I can't, like I said, can't travel. Oh, I can. Oh, I can travel. I can travel now. Yay! We can travel again. Freedom! Freedom! Like I said, we got our freedom back.
Thank you for sticking with us.
Those of us who are still here have to look after each other.
Ah, welcome. Times may be hard, but if you got the gill, I got the goods. What can I do you for?
Unwanted violets, if you have them. Though I'd gladly settle for learning what they are if you don't.
Why, I haven't heard folk call them that since I was a lad. You're looking for scorpion tails. Unwanted violets is what folk used to call them back in the day. They turn a wicked purple when you boil them up, hence the name. Used to chuck them in the pot when there weren't nothing else on offer, and there was a war on, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Thankfully, times aren't yet as hard as that. And even if they were, you wouldn't find anyone selling them these days.
Do the scorpions still live nearby?
I dare say they do. 3 Reeds would be your best bet, if memory serves.
Thank you. You've been most helpful.
Time to hunt me some scorpions, I think. Like I said, you've got to do side quests every now and again, man, or you're just not going to get XP.
Don't you go causing any trouble now.
But Trouble's my middle name.
Let's
Come
go.
to me, Chocobo. Come to me, my bird of white. Settle, Trouble Knight. Hey, Ina, how you been? Long time no see. Like I said, the knight is back. We are
deserve a
back,
rest.
and we are playing Final Fantasy 16.
Scorpions. At least I know what I'm up against.
Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Lightning strikes. How are you, Ina? How you been? How's life treating ya? Bum, bum, bum. I'm good. I was travelling for work a lot, so I've missed my UK streamers. But like I said, I've only just returned on Thursday. I returned Thursday to play this because I've had a break myself. But yes, thank you for coming back. How was the travel? How was the travels? Bum, bum. Get wrecked. Back home and resting. Glad. Oh yeah. Like I said, traveling's always fantastic. But then you eat that moment and I can't wait to be home.
I better get this back to Yvonne before it goes bad.
You know what? I am.
Or any worse, at least.
Travels was things, but so much fun. I want to do the opposite side of Canada and try. Oh, nice.
Come on.
Like I said, I've got a car and everything now, and like I said,
Fly, Ambrosia.
in the 6 week, I'm coming up to the 6 weeks holiday soon, and I'm thinking of just getting in my car at some point and just travelling and seeing some wonders of the UK that I've not visited. And stuff. Like I said, like get the full tank of gas in the car and just like go some places. I haven't got time for you, bird monsters. Yeah. The only thing though, I've got to get confident on the motorway. I am seeing what this mark is. I'm seeing if I can actually go to it now that I'm... Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. Oh, hang on, we can teleport there. Yay! I was going to say, I want to reach that mark. Right, ram me. Like so, I have no idea what that is, and it's annoying me now. What is this? Seriously, what is this? Bum, 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 like I said, we are playing Final Fantasy 16. I don't know how much of a fun. maybe some real life streams. That would be interesting, actually. That would be interesting. Problem is, I probably need a double battery life from the phone. Bam. Seriously, man, I have no idea what the hell that is, but do we have the... Right. We can go back here now. But yeah, like I said, it's an idea. Like I said, it is an idea. Right, you can have your damn scorpion.
Did you find our mystery in
you damn scorpions. Yeah.
I did indeed.
Marvellous! Let's see. What am I supposed to do with this? It's poisonous, surely.
You wouldn't be wrong. But that's your unwanted violet.
Into the pot it goes, I suppose. Wait here. I won't be long.
I am not trying it. Do not make my character try it. Thank you very much. Anyone? Oh my god.
I present
it's Persona's Mystery Food X.
Stew, risen once again from the ashes of obscurity. Grab a spoon, Sid. Let's eat while it's hot.
I'm not hungry.
It's Persona's Mystery Food X again.
Once I've licked the bowl clean, your loss.
So one person's dead. Get that phoenix down ready.
Odin's teeth. What an assault on the senses. It's like choking on swamp water. And yet, up through the pungency there rise complex, meaty notes. It takes a moment to recover from such an onslaught of flavours, but never have I tasted anything so fine. Thank you, Sid.
That does not look fine.
You're welcome.
I must share this gift. I won't rest until a steaming bowl of Chance's stew sits before everyone in the hideaway. A single mouthful, and Molly will be breeding scorpions of her own.
I'm sure she will.
We need to invest into a hospital. I have a prediction we're going to have a lot of sick people. I do say so. We're going to have yeah. That meal's not gonna go down well. Like I said, Hina, I don't know how much of a Final Fantasy fan you are, but I hope you are, because like I said, this game is absolutely fantastic. Right, Griffin sightings. Show me where that freaking Griffin is. Near, west. Okay. I have no idea where that is, though. That's the thing. Oh, hang on. Where's it sighted again? Then it's near there then, isn't it? South. North. Center. No, we'll travel here. I'll probably completely fall off, but we'll travel here. We are hunting griffins. Come to me, griffin. Bum 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 bum. Did it? Did it? Actually, the question is, how do you know where you? Oh God! Hello, Jugmos. Now I'm just wondering how I get Edward's chicken. Mine. Is that it? Nope, that's not the griffin. It looked like a griffin, but it wasn't. That's something else. I never played a Final Fantasy game before, but I love side quests and grind. So I bet I'd like it. Give it a chat. Yeah, like I said, each Final Fantasy is different, of course. So it's not what you got to pick up and, like, you know what, we're going to take that freaking down. It's not what we were searching for, but we'll take it down anyway. Dun, dun, dun. But yeah, each Final Fantasy is different, you know, and everything.
If that's what I think it is, this isn't going to be easy.
But like I said, I'm loving them. Like I said, I love Final Fantasy.
Wake up! Get him!
Get him, boy! Like I said, this one's more action-based than the other Final Fantasies. Bum, 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 bum.
All yours, Torgal. Help me, boy.
Nope. Ah, there's got left. Bum 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 ba-da-bum. Bum bum. Can I actually change my abilities mid-battle? That is a question. Unable to change. I was gonna say you can't. I was gonna say yeah. Didn't think you could.
Over here!
Missed that off. Well, like I said, I'm glad you're back in that. I'm glad your travels have been great. What have you been up to other than travelling then? How's things? Bum 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 bum. boy. And you're dead. I've been doing a bunch of spring cleaning and getting ready to go camping. Nice, very nice.
Rest well. I know I will.
Right, wasn't the monster we were searching for, but it will do. It will definitely do.
Fly, Ambrosia.
Fly, Ambrosia. Okay, so it's not the it wasn't the monster we were looking for. Now the question is, where is the monster that we're looking for? Stream is sponsored by Coca-Cola. I wish. I wish it was. I need to start looking into sponsorship.
Typical nobles. Cowering behind.
How did we never hear about these guardians of the flood?
Right, where is this freaking griffin? Did I hear you say you're hoping to hunt down a griffin, Kaboo? Then do I have the breed for you? Especially horrible one. Yep. While passing along the tile for Longwood 2, I said that one of our orders was met with a sudden blast of wind so strong that so it lost wings to Northwest Gate. Brewing Kitty so good, so cute. The Moogle. We call them Moogles in Final Fantasy. They are in any of every Final Fantasy game. Like I said, they are absolutely amazing. Like I said, we call them Moogles, and they are cute. So he said north, so that's south. Center. So it's between there then. Moogles! Yep, that's what they're called, Moogles. Absolutely beautiful. Right. Right. We need to be able to travel again.
Look at this place.
So, if you look at the map. Ah, not that map. So it's around here somewhere then.
Run like the wind.
One right the ring. One right the ring, birdie. Is that it? Nope. That's not it at all. We are hunting for a freaking griffin. I have a feeling I travelled this way. Like I said, I have a feeling I've travelled this way and I've got lost. Bum 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 bum. Oh, Griffin! Where the hell would you be, Griffin? And I've freaking gone the wrong way. GG, Seto. GG. Alright, I'll be working. I'm gonna go and grab some McDonald's for lunch. Like I said, that is fine. I was gonna say Mirror then, Ina. Like I said, thank you for popping in. Like I said, absolutely appreciated. Always a pleasure. Bum 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 bum. Like I said, I will find you, Griffin.
Time to fight.
I shall find you. And when I do, I will carve you into my sword. Oh my god, Zeta, will you freaking read a map? Bum 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 bum. Jill, find that griffin for me, please. Like I said, I hope I'm going the right way. I'm probably not, knowing me. I'm hunting for a freaking griffin.
I can walk from here.
Okay, so... what the freaking hell is this griffin, man? I might have to look it up. So I have no freaking idea. Me and directions don't do well, as you can probably tell. I will find you, Griffin. Probably not tonight, but I will find you. It is actually starting to get a bit warm in this room now. Like I said, I do want to carry on streaming. Because I did promise to go a bit more than 2 hours, but it is starting to get a bit warm in here. Bum 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 bum. God, I keep seeing like winged creatures thinking that's it, and it's not. God damn it, Griffin, where am ya?
Time to fight.
This is where I've completely passed it.
Griffins don't exactly make for easy prey. Let's hope our craftsman hasn't bitten off more than he can chew.
Okay, we've got a mention of it, so it's got to be around here somewhere then.
Straight home now.
Oh, here we go. Is this it? There it is! It's Mr. Griffin. Oh, it's a rank B monster as well. This is going to be fun. I'm ready for a rank B monster.
The work will have to wait. Froggle, look sharp.
bum 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 bum. Burn, Griffin, burn! Lightning strike!
Too slow.
Ooh, nice. Bum 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 bum. Nope. Lightning strikes thee! Lightning strike thee, Griffin! Bum 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 bum.
To me, boy. I'm hurt, Torgal.
Ow.
Get him.
Lightning strike! Nope. I got absolute green then.
Let's try. Kill! Too slow.
Bum 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 bum. Nope. Not having it, Clifford. And you are going to be barbecued chicken. Time for a barbecue chicken. I like my chicken tenderized and cooked. That's actually quite fun. Da 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 da.
Is something there, boy? Could that be our man?
Well, that was fun. We murdered a griffin. Dude, I want to pet the doggy. Let me pet the doggy. Doggy. You can pet the dog. Yay!
Are you all right?
Dare say I'll survive. That griffin caught me before I could get an arrow off. Must have lost sight of me in the grass, though. I'd be dead if it hadn't.
More likely than not.
The name's Camille. I'm a lowly leather worker, if you couldn't tell by the smell of me.
Not so lowly from what I hear. Do you remember selling to a merchant by the name of Karen?
She's not an easy woman to forget. Bought a cuirass from me after I lost my buyer. Quite taken with my work, as far as I recall. Didn't stop her bartering me down to a pittance, though. She sends you for a refund?
It's not her who sent me.
And then we explain the situation.
Well, consider me flattered.
You should be. He's a master of his art, and not an easy man to impress.
Blacksmiths are proud folk. It's a rare thing indeed for one to praise a glorified tanner. And I don't imagine an impressive swordsman like yourself will be getting your steel from any but the best. I'd dearly love to help a fellow craftsman, but... Well, actually, I suppose you could give him this.
What is it?
Treated leather. Same stuff I used to make that cuirass. If your man's as skilled as he sounds, he'll know what he's looking at.
You sure?
Well, you did save my life. And thanks to you, I'll be going home with all the griffin hide I can carry. I'd say it's the least I can do. Short of showing him how to make the thing myself, that is. But there are rules against it. Secrets of the trade and whatnot.
In that case, I'll see that he gets it.
I'd be much obliged if you would. Right. I've got some greaves to make. You send your blacksmith my regards.
Will do. And thank you. Hopefully this will sweeten Blackthorn's mood.
Right, time to go back to our blacksmith. Now that we found the griffin and murdered it.
That monster's taken quite a liking to live.
And with a bit of luck. How'd it go, Clive?
I think I'm gonna have to wrap it up after this quest.
I found him.
The heat is getting a bit unbearable.
And he asked me to give you this, along with his regards.
And I've got windows and everything open.
You're joking.
He said he wouldn't teach you how to work it, but that if you were as skilled as you sounded, you'd have no trouble understanding how it was done.
So that's his secret. Crafty bastard. He's layered and cross-grained it. Good few times, too. No wonder it's tough. And that's no ordinary oil he's used to get that finish.
Hello, Has.
Oh, this
I was
is
just about to
fine
wrap
work.
up as well, and you come in.
Finer than I thought.
Yeah? I'll take your word for it. Just looks like leather to me. Still, I'm glad you're happy.
Oh, you okay?
Yeah, Clive,
I'm sweating.
you didn't happen to
I'm
catch the
hot.
fella's name, did you?
Camille,
But I'm other than that, I'm good. How about yourself? Not heard from you much
There ain't
today.
many
How
leather
you
workers in the
been?
realm daft enough to do their own hunting, see? And his name kept cropping up when I was asking around. Turns out he's from Tabor. And again, most leather workers are. But our friend Camille guards a long-held family
I thought I'd
secret,
pop in for
the details of which are the
been
subject
tired,
of some debate in the
tired of
leather
meds,
working
yeah.
community.
LJ did mention you had a nap earlier.
Listen,
I thought I'd
sorry
pop
for
in and
putting the
say,
both of you
say
through
a
that trouble.
quick hello. Like I
Could've
said,
kept
you're
my
always
mind to
welcome here.
myself. Still, I'm glad you found him. This has cheered me right up.
That was the idea. Clive's idea, anyway. He did most of the
Like I
work.
said, I'm still loving this
Good to
game
have
now,
you
and I
back,
wish I could
Blackthorn.
just play it as much as I can. But God,
Just
the
don't
heat
expect me to
in
go
it,
turning out
heat.
work like this. There's a reason he does his own hunting. He knows exactly what hides to look for. And that's how he gets them to layer up so nicely. And don't get me started on how much oiling this leather would need. But I reckon I can make something about as good. Something a curse breaker will have no trouble caring for. Anyway, enough narrowing. I've got work to be getting on with.
Din, 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 din. But like I said, we've been good. Like I said, we've been good.
As if there was a better one out there. Nah, it wouldn't have been the same anyway. No one spins a yarn like old Blackthorn in his cups.
Now, we want to carry on,
Right,
but
now that's
God,
sorted.
it's so warm.
I've got duties to attend to. Thanks, Clive. You've given me my mate back.
Quest complete. The Blacksmith Brews. Ooh. You have attained the these drafted Brexit design drafts unlock crafted. Okay.
Back are ya?
Let's have a look.
So will it be?
Shall we? Ugh. But how's things been other than that then?
And how am I meant
we
to
haven't
do
got the
that then?
materials we need. Damn it! Damn it!
Anything else?
Curses! We haven't saved it for a bit as well. We best save it, methinks. Right, we'll start this quest. Get this ball rolling, and then maybe call it quits for the night. Bum 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 bum. Oh. Okay. Ding 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 ding. Okay, just reading some notes. A bird by any other name. Jill. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Oh god. Right, we're gonna... like I said, I don't know what to do. I really want to carry on, but it is absolutely warm in this room. And I've got the fan on and everything. Do, 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 do. Like I said, yeah, we'll get this started. And then I think I'll wrap it up there for a bit.
Typical nobles.
Just so we know where to go next.
Back again, Lord Rosfield. I'm touched that you should find me such good company.
It is not your company, but your counsel that I seek on this occasion.
Ever the charmer.
Well, you
What
see.
will it be today, then?
The Iron Kingdom. I need to know what to expect.
You'll soon be setting sail for Drake's Breath, then, I take it. The mother crystal that rises from the boiling sea. There was a time when a true-blooded Rosarian had only to brave the waves to visit it. But then the Ironblood made their move.
And now it's a torture area.
As you know, the Iron Kingdom rules over the islands to the west of Storm. Or rather, its church does. But this is not the pragmatic approach to state religion employed by the Holy Empire to manipulate the masses. No, the Iron Kingdom is the literal embodiment of the crystalline orthodoxy. And so, if one is to understand it, one must start there.
Okay.
As the name implies, the orthodoxy holds the mother crystals sacred, and they do not take kindly to heathens plundering the objects of their worship for the means to fill washtubs and light lamps with frivolous feats of magic. Indeed, the faithful consider ether a sinful thing, a poison no less. And to them, a dominant is an instrument of evil, albeit one they have proven only too happy to turn against their enemies. Some 80 years ago in Northern Storm, Drake's eye collapsed. Soon after, in pursuit of ether and with the blight at their backs, the Northern Territories descended upon the Grand Duchy of Rosaria. And when the Shields of the Flame marched north to meet them, the Iron Kingdom spied an opportunity. A few short days later, the Crusaders landed on the island of Mount Drustanus, home of Drake's breath, and plucked it from the duchy's grasp. Rosaria tried to reclaim it, of course, but to no avail. I doubt more than a handful of duchy men have set foot on its shores in your lifetime. Nor are they like to again, under the Empire's stewardship, meaning the Iron Blood will keep their island. And with it, the foothold they need to march on mainland soil when next they spy an opportunity.
Very interesting.
The Mother Crystal is both the object of the Iron Blood's worship and their gateway to the continent, making Drustanus the holiest of holy grounds.
So basically, destroying the Mother Crystal is going to be fun.
Crusade shall one day sail forth to claim the remaining Mother Crystals, or die trying.
My father and my grandfather both traded blows with the Iron Blood for control of Drake's breath. Had things unfolded differently at Phoenix Gate, we would have sent our entire fleet against them.
But instead, they sent their fleet against Rosaria, sacked the capital, killed the men, and captured the women, including Jill. I'd say you'd be forgiven for wanting a little revenge, Clive.
My only aim is to destroy the Mother Crystal. But thank you all the same. Not much else to do here. Let's see if Jill's ready.
Okay. So I'm going to save it there. And we're going to call it quits. Because it's getting a bit... I feel like I'm in a desert right now. To be honest. And my head's not doing so well because of it. So that being said, let's quickly go into this. Again, guys, thank you so much for popping in today. Even if it's just for a quick pop in and say hi. Hina, Sad Meowth, everyone else that's been watching has welcome in. Like I said, thank you for popping in. We will be continuing this on Wednesday. Like I said, as much as I would love to continue this like each and every day, I do need some breaks of streaming, or I'm just gonna burn myself out, especially without the heaters and everything. So we'll be back on this on Wednesday. I will try and avoid spoilers, which I've been doing so well at the moment. Night Piper, like I said, thank you for popping in and everything. Everyone, thank you so much. Like I said, it's a shame I can't stream much longer. I want to stream much longer, but it is so warm in here, and I've already gowned one bottle of water, and I'll probably be gowning another one in a few minutes' time anyway. That being said, we'll be back on Wednesday. Like I said, I don't know what much more to say other than thank you for tuning in. Like I said, thank you for making my return much appreciated and everything. Like I said, I had doubts when I was returning because I didn't think many of that it would be the same, but you guys have made me feel welcome again and stuff. And for anyone that's watching in the background as well, thank you. Always a pleasure. And that being said, I'm going to go on my own offline screen now. I'm going to see if there's anyone we can send our community to. If not, then I'm just going to go straight offline. And then I'll see you guys again on Wednesday. Until then, have a pleasant evening, morning, or whatever time zone you're watching this from. Like I said, I hope you have a fantastic day, whatever you're doing, or end of a day. And I hope if you're in the UK like I am, you're keeping yourself cool and hydrated and whatnot. And until next time, I will see you again on Wednesday. And until then, goodbye. Bye.